Namaste world. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon and follow me on Instagram. The first thing I would like to clear why this attire is I was shooting a reel and then I thought why not continue with the video for YouTube as well. So if you want to watch my video, please follow me on Instagram. So today we will be talking about a very hardy plant, Zamioculcas Zamiifolia. It is commonly known as ZZ plant. This plant is very close to me and I really admire this plant. The reason being, I have seen and watched many indoor plants. This guy here is extremely hardy, non-fussy, non-complaining. It does not get too much of pest attack and it is very good for beginners who do not own plants. They can actually start with this particular plant, that is ZZ plant. It comes commonly in two colors, green and the black color. The green color is the one which I have. The black ones are extremely costly. If you go to a normal nursery, you won't find it. Usually the big nurseries are the ones who keep these particular plants, the black variety ones, and they cost from 2,000 to anywhere around 5,000 to 6,000 depending on the size of the plant. Now, this particular plant is a plant which does not have stems. This is a stemless plant. The stem-like things what you see in this particular plant are petioles. So this is the plant which contains rhizomes and that contains water, and even the petioles contain water. This particular plant is a very good air purifier and removes chemicals like toluene and xylene from air. So it's very healthy to keep these plants at home. There's one little thing that has to be kept in mind when you own this particular guy is it can be little bit of poisonous for pets and for kids if ingested. So that's the reason pets and kids should be allowed to come near this plant only under adult supervision. If ingested, it can cause vomiting and irritation because it contains calcium oxalate. Other than that, there is nothing that has to be taken care of this plant. It is totally non-fussy plant and it can be kept and can survive the lowest of low light conditions. Let's start with the 5 tips how you can take care of this particular plant. The first and the very important tip is watering. So since 3 weeks I have started going to work and I do not work from home, and I had delegated the job of watering my plants to my dad. So he knew that he has to water all the plants on a regular basis in the evening. So my dad didn't have any idea that we are not supposed to water this plant on a regular basis and we have to keep a very close eye before going ahead and watering this plant. Watering is the only reason this particular plant can die. There is no other reason this particular plant can die. This particular plant, when it dies even to its tubers, it can survive. So do not overwater this plant. It can survive without water for 2 to 3 months. So that's the reason I say that if you are a beginner and you want to own a plant, please buy this guy, the ZZ plant. So what happened, if you look at this particular plant, the leaves were turning yellow. So that's the reason on a weekend I saw that why the leaves of this particular plant is turning yellow, because ZZ is my favorite plant because it never troubles me. The leaves were falling off. Then I found out and I checked, the soil was totally soggy. So I understood this plant is getting water on a daily basis, which it does not like. And now that I have taken care of this and my dad has been coached, he's not watering this on a daily basis, and we can see that there are new growth that is coming up. There are 2-3 petioles that are coming up from this particular plant and I'm loving it. So as we know, only water this plant when it is completely dry. So point number 2, we will be discussing about the soil and the fertilizer for this particular guy. So for soil, you can take sand, coco peat, and you can take soil. It's better if you double the amount of sand, as you know that this does not require water too much for itself. So if sand is there in more quantity, the water will flow out. It does not like soggy soil, as I said that we had overwatered it and the leaves fell off. So that's the reason, please be very careful while planting this plant. It does not like too much, it does not want a big pot. Take a small pot and put it in that. Do not repot this plant because it is a very slow grower, so it does not grow very fast, so that you have to repot it again and again. Once the pot fully fills up with the petioles, go ahead and repot it, or you see the roots coming out from the drainage hole. Water the plant maybe once in a month, or when you see that it's totally dry, you can also go ahead and do the 2-inch fingertip rule. You can insert your finger 2 inches down and you can check whether the soil is completely dry. Only then go ahead and water it. Water it fully and totally until and unless you see the water dripping out from the drainage holes. And from the fertilizer end, it is totally forgiving. It is such a great and forgiving plant. It is non-fussy. Even if you do not provide fertilizer, as it is a slow grower, it adjusts to that. But as we have kept plants in pots, it is our responsibility to go ahead and provide that particular food to the plant so that it helps in the growth and development of the plant. So do not go ahead and put too much of fertilizers in that. You can use NPK 10-10-10 every 2-month basis, and you can also put little bit of vermicompost or cow dung compost every 3 months. Even if you over fertilize it, it does not like, because it grows very slowly. So that proportion between fertilizing and growing has to be there, and it has to be directly proportional. So go ahead and use these fertilizers and you will see so many new growths in your plant. The third point we'll be discussing is sunlight for this particular plant. So for sunlight, as I said, it can tolerate very low sunlight conditions. So in a corner of my house, like in my room, I wanted a plant which is an indoor plant and can survive very low light conditions. So when I was a very beginner, I went ahead and brought this plant unknowingly that it can survive such low light conditions. When I kept this plant there, and it survived, because I had already tried so many other plants which the nursery guy had said that it's an indoor plant, it does not want too much of light. But all those plants I had to keep them out because they were really showing that in discomfort because of low light conditions. But I went ahead and kept a ZZ, and I see it was actually doing good. It was not showing any strain conditions. So that's the reason I went ahead and did much more research and found out that this particular plant can survive the lowest of low light conditions. But do not think that you can go ahead and keep it in a place where there is no light, as we should be responsible enough, and for every plant there has to be some light that the plant should get. This plant also likes filtered sunlight, so go ahead and keep it in a place where there is some light that is coming, because though it can survive, but for growth you need to provide the plant the light that is required for it. So make sure you keep the ZZ in a place where there is some light that is coming, but do not keep this in direct sunlight, as it will cause the burning of leaves. That's it from the sunlight end. The fourth point, we will be discussing about temperature and humidity. So ZZ is a plant which is very adjusting. It usually likes temperature from 18 degrees to 27 degrees. Above and below this particular temperature causes little bit of discomfort and hinders the growth of the plant. From the humidity end, it thrives when it gets approximately 40% of humidity. And if you see that the humidity is going down, go ahead and mist the plant, as it is very green and glossy. Once you mist the plant and it receives that humidity, it really shines and rewards itself with the beauty. Now we will be talking about propagation of ZZ, which is the fifth point. So for propagation, what you can do is you can go ahead and cut a petiole like this, which is a little thicker, and put it in water and let the roots come. Then you can go ahead and poke it in the soil. You can also propagate from the leaf, but that is not the smarter way to do, as it is very time consuming, and it's not 100% foolproof that you will be seeing the rooting coming out from the leaves. It's better you just cut from here and go ahead and put it in water. There is another way what we can do for propagation is you can pull this out, you can cut the rhizome and divide it in 2 plants and go ahead and poke it in the soil. This is the way we can go ahead and propagate ZZ. With one ZZ you can have several more ZZs. ZZ is a plant which brings happiness, greenery, and it is not at all fussy. It does not require too much of attention. So that's the reason it's the best indoor plant and the most hardiest indoor plant which a person can have. So this is my favorite plant. I admire it and I just love it. So if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and follow me on Instagram. Please stay healthy and keep smiling. Namaste world.